Alright, welcome one and all. Falconer Swarlows here, in front of and behind the camera. It is another episode of Caching with Carlos. And as a regular occurrence, it's raining. We're gonna see if this just burns off and it's just a small bump in the road on our road trip. Okay, a little information about the Dell Fairfax Preserve. So George and Dell Fairfax owned a 50-acre plot of land, and when Dell passed, George donated it to the county so that they can preserve it for all time, and he put it in her loving wife's name. All the feels. And here we go. And this is what it's like to cache with Carlos because it has to rain. Well, I don't think it should rain, but it tends to happen. I don't think this GoPro is gonna pick it up, but there is a deer that's staring right at us as we're staring right at it. It's probably trying to assess the threat level with us. Alright, we saw it with our own eyes as it pranced through the high grass, but we'll see if we can capture it on camera. And there it went. And that's what happens when you're caching with Carlos in the Pacific Northwest. Wow, that was amazing. Hopefully it showed up on camera. So we're coming up on the only icon that was on the loop trail, and it says the bench. And here it is. The bench. Alright, WCP 24, coffee in hand, and her geosenses are about her. I think she may have found it. Let's... Okay, go ahead. Bam. Hot damn. So, what I didn't tell WCP was that I held the small belief that we were going to be the first to find FTF, and sure enough, she was. I was on the scene, but I did not actually technically find it. She did, and I am so proud of her. It's her first ever first to find, so we were able to document it at the top of the log and then grab that stat that is always wanted by someone, and I'm glad that she did. I was on the scene, so I get to claim co-credit for it, but let's be honest, kids, I'm just so happy for my sister. Okay, y'all, we had a very extended stay at the Shrimp Shack, 2019's Evening News, or was it King 5 News? Not quite sure. Restaurant of that area. So, and I must say my oyster burger tasted very, very good. But that also came an hour after we ordered it. So it could be starvation, it could be the actual deliciousness of it. We're back on the road. We're back in Bellingham. We wanted to take 542 all the way up to the Mt Baker ski area or recreational area. Hoping to get to Artist Point before 5 o'clock. That has a tendency of being closed right around dusk. So wish us luck. We're on our way. We're just fueling up. We had a moment or two, so I thought I'd snap and get some footage. Well, thankfully the cloud cover and the rain has stopped momentarily. I'm going to do some geocaching along our way to Artist Point. And we're at Maple Creek Park, just along the Mt Baker Scenic Byway. I fiddled with the battery a little bit, hoping that I could find out if it had battery life in it, and I sure do. Don't know what it took, but here we are, we're back live again. We are on the Mt Baker Scenic Byway. We're trying to get our way to Artist Point before it becomes dusk or dark or just too damn late. And we keep making the ascent up. Well, the ski area is closed. What we're looking for is called Artist Point. I believe we can just literally drive up to it.
Gotta get out?
No, that's fine. That, my friends, is the end of our road trip. So right behind you, or right behind me anyway, is the avalanche remains over the road. And in fact, we passed a Washington State Department of Transportation guy gearing up to clear the obstruction. So that ends our trip. And these are the guys that are gonna clean up that mess. As I said, folks, it has been a fun time regardless. WCP is at the helm. We're gonna let her concentrate on not crashing in the mountains. More from us later. Okay, so my little geo heart just couldn't bear leaving the day with the DNF, so coincidentally WCP had mentioned, as we whizzed by the Mt Baker sign dedicated to it on the shoulders, she had mentioned that there was probably a geocache there. By the time I pulled up the app and saw the map, sure enough there was one there. So we decided